Welcome to Beyond Mount Rushmore, the history you didn't know you needed. I'm Jeff Hickox. Across from me is our self-proclaimed presidential historian, Stan Nawalani.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi, Stan. Oh, you did already.
I did. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
That is your job.
Oh,
Why
that's
do you
right.
keep...
That's right.
What are we talking about
I just
today?
have to get my brain straight. Usually when we come in here, Jeff's hungover. Today it's me.
What is with that? Yeah, right. Your turn?
Yeah,
You
no,
got
I'm
the
all,
short stick?
actually I'm all right though today. I'm okay.
I haven't had a
today-
drink in a week, so
What are you on the wagon?
just taking a break.
Right. Just to convince yourself.
Correct. Bingo.
Today, we are going to talk about and think about this for just a second. A man whose entire life could be categorized as a failure.
Yeah. His entire life.
His entire life.
Not just his presidency.
right.
That's what you're saying?
His entire life, a failure. Everything that this person tried, he failed at. And when he left the office of President of the United States,
Yeah.
he was deemed a failure.
Really?
We're talking about the 33rd President of the United States, Harry S. Truman. Born May 8th, 1884 in Lamar, Missouri, but he grew up in Independence, Missouri.
Missouri?
And you and I were talking about this before. A lot of times when you hear about Harry S. Truman, they'll
Right,
say,
yeah.
oh, the S stands for nothing.
Right.
It kind of does stand for something. It's
Yeah.
just not a word.
Right.
The S is an S.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually have a name attached to. Well,
He's named, the
Yes and
S
no.
stands for his two grandfathers,
right.
Anderson Ship Truman
Okay.
and Solomon Young.
All right.
And so the
Ship and Solomon.
Yes, and so the S is there.
Okay.
But it means it's not a word on its own.
Yeah. It's funny you say that he's a failed president, and so many big things happened while he was president.
And when we wrap this thing up,
Yeah.
I'm going to shock you with how the world perceives him now.
Okay.
But his whole life, and while he was president and when he left office, a failure.
Oh, let's dig into this.
He never, and you and I discussed this before we went on,
Yeah.
and read your history books, this they do teach you. He never planned on becoming president of the United States.
Nautical, another one of those.
And he never in his life growing up had a plan. What do you want to be, Harry?
Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up, Harry?
Don't know. He was not good around girls. He wasn't a flashy guy. And I say girls his age or older. Kids he'd get along with. But
Right.
girls,
Women, the women.
not good. He had very poor eyesight.
Oh, yeah.
So he wore those spectacles.
Yeah.
His mother didn't like him roughhousing like other boys would. She would rather have him play the piano. He graduated high school, and this is a little bit of backstory before we get into Harry Truman, the failure.
Right.
And I mean failure. He graduated high school in 1901 and wanted to attend West Point. That was his dream.
It's a big dream.
But he had the poor eyesight.
Right.
There was no way he was going to get into West Point.
No.
So he went to a business college. He didn't attend a 4-year school. He went to a business college, stayed about a semester, and failed. He dropped out.
Oh, he didn't even make it through an AA degree.
No, mainly to help support his family due to his father's financial problems. When he quit college, he went to work in a mailroom in Kansas City.
Like in a lawyer's mail room?
A newspaper mailroom,
Okay.
the Kansas City Star.
Okay.
He started working in the mailroom in 1902. He quit that job. Didn't like working in the mailroom. My guess, he was a failure.
He failed at being in the mailroom.
So then he said, okay, I'm going to start a construction company. That sounds good. Good menial labor. I can run a construction. Hey, after all, I've had a semester of business school.
Oh, boy.
He failed.
Yeah.
Said then, you know what? Let me try being a a bank clerk. I'm good with numbers. Let me be a bank clerk. Guess what?
He failed. Man.
Yeah. So in 1906, he left his position as a bank clerk.
Yeah.
Because he failed.
Because he failed.
He took over, along with his brother, the family farm in Grandview, Missouri. He said, okay, we're going to make a go of this, brother. Dad's having his problems. We're going to run the farm, and we're going to show a profit on this farm.
It failed. Did it fail?
Yeah, it failed.
It did fail?
Yeah, it failed.
Golly.
He worked on that farm for the better part of a decade.
Wow.
It rarely made a dime.
Jeez.
He failed miserably. During this time, though, he did join the National Guard.
Okay.
He did quite well in the National Guard. He also began courting the woman who would be his wife. Bess Wallace. Wallace was her maiden name.
Nice Scottish name. I like that.
They were high school classmates. They knew each other in high school. Harry S. Truman proposed to Bess in 1911.
Okay.
She said no.
No. He failed.
and he failed at courting her.
Oh. Man.
She said to him, there's no way in hell I'll marry you, but I'll keep dating you, since rumor has it, for both of them, they were the only sexual partners they had.
Gotcha.
And I don't even know if they even did anything while they were dating, because they were always escorted around, and he wanted to be very proper with her.
Right.
But they dated like 3 more years. And then World War I was coming around, and she said, okay, I'll marry you. And he said no.
So, if anything, he looks like he's failed it a lot, but he seems to be persistent.
He firmly believed what he was doing was the right thing.
All right.
Well, there you get the term. He had those terms. The buck stops here.
Right,
Can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Right.
All that stuff. He did not have a sleepless night. He's failing left and right, but he never got down or bummed out by it, or he just kept going, which I think led to his greatness.
Yeah. Okay.
1914, his father passes away, and that was Harry's cue. All right, my father's dead. I've disappointed him enough. I'm getting off this farm.
Bye-bye farm.
So he became the owner and operator of a small mining company.
Oh, boy.
Guess what happened?
It did not succeed. Don't want to use the word again.
It failed bad. Said, okay, no, don't worry about it. I'm still a young man. I can still make things happen. I'm going to go and partner up with somebody, and I'm going to go and start an oil business.
Oh, boy.
Nope.
Yeah. Survey says.
No. This is so bad. World War.
This is one of our great presidents, and we've had nothing but failure for the last 15 minutes.
I will. And there's more failure to come.
Okay.
So World War I breaks out, and in 1917, he rejoins his National Guard unit, and they make him a captain in the National Guard.
Wow, that's a big advancement.
Yeah.
For a non-college graduated person with bad eyesight.
And he was, as you pointed out, determined.
Yeah.
He had a determination. He turned his battery into a top-notch unit. In March 1918, his regiment was shipped out to France, and he and his group, his regiment, saw a good bit of action in World War I.
Wow. Tough war, that one.
Yep. On June 28th, 1919, following Truman's return from the war, he finally gives in to Bess, and they marry. They married in Independence, and I alluded that they might have been the only sexual partners they had.
Yeah.
It was the only woman he ever was with, never was known for dating anybody else. And, of course, they stayed together through his entire life. And I'll tell you, he lived to his 80s.
Yeah.
And she was the only woman.
Independence, Missouri.
4 years after getting married, the couple had their first and only child, Mary Margaret.
Oh, like that. It's a nice name.
Shortly after getting married, he realizes he's back from World War I.
Yeah.
He's freshly married. And
right.
He's got to go back to
Gotta
work.
Make some money.
So shortly after the wedding, he goes back to work. He opens up a haberdashery.
Oh, okay.
A store that sold men's clothing and accessories and hats. And yeah. He opened it in Kansas City.
Okay. He loves Missouri, doesn't he?
Sure does. He dies in Missouri. So he opens up this haberdashery.
And?
It fails. It failed in...
Breaking news.
Yep. It failed in September 1922. And this one was a bad one.
Wasn't open very long, was it?
No. It failed. It bombed. Yeah, September 1922, it fails.
And?
It left him nearly bankrupt. He had nothing.
Really?
It was his leaving and failing at haberdashery. What are we up to, about 9-10 jobs he's failed at?
Yeah. The only one he didn't really was World War I.
Right.
Where it mattered.
He doesn't know it then, because our story is about to begin.
Okay.
With him as president.
The turnaround.
The turnaround begins, but he didn't know it, and America didn't know it either.
Okay.
His failing was a blessing in disguise for him. See, because when he was in business, especially the haberdashery, he was involved civically with a lot of things. So he was involved in the owners' meetings and
associations,
the associations, the community stuff.
Yeah,
and they liked him. Hey, he's a straight up guy. Thomas J. Pendergast.
There's a name.
He was the Democratic boss of Kansas City. He was an uncle of one of Truman's war buddies.
Oh.
And he asked Harry Truman, look, Harry, everybody knows you in the community. You're a good guy. I've heard good things about you. So Pendergast asks him, will you run for a judgeship here in the area in Kansas City?
A judge?
Yeah, wants Harry to... Fair guy, liked guy, and Harry ran for a judgeship on the county court of the Eastern District of Jackson County, Missouri.
Huh.
And this Democratic boss, Pendergast, helped him get started. He won. He became a judge. After serving as a judge... And he found success at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He served as a judge for nearly a decade.
Really?
Yeah.
Without a law degree, he gets elected as a judge. This is a man who has failed now for decades. Wow.
He serves until 1934.
Okay.
Truman says, I've done being a judge. Truman goes to Pendergast. And says, I'd like your support to run for a seat in the United States House of Representatives.
Big jump, but...
Pendergast says, I don't want that. I need you to run for the Senate.
Whoa.
Truman says, okay. He wins.
Again.
Yep.
Wow.
So politically, he's finding himself politically...
He is not a failure in politics as of right now.
Correct.
In our story.
Yep. World War II hits the United States in 1941, Pearl Harbor. Yeah. We're now involved in World War II. Truman is a U.S. Senator. His tenure in the U.S. Senate is unremarkable. He's just filling a spot. He's filling a Democratic spot where Roosevelt needs Democrats. Yep.
He's a vote.
He's a vote.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular. In 1944, Roosevelt is running for his fourth term as president. Roosevelt felt, as did a lot of Americans, We're not going to change course politically during a war. So he gets into office. We're in the deep part of the Depression.
Yeah.
He starts the New Deal. The New Deal leads us into conflicts in Europe, World War II. He's still president, and they're not going to go and put somebody else in there.
I mean, it makes sense.
And he decides to drop his VP, who was an interesting character himself. Henry A. Wallace was his vice president. He wanted to drop him from the Democratic ticket in the upcoming election. Wallace's political views were more liberal than Roosevelt's were.
Wow.
And some deemed some of his ideas bizarre, way out there. I don't know by today's standards, but at the time it was way out there. And he offended a lot of party officials. This guy is not what we want in the middle of war, and get rid of him.
I got you.
So conservative Democrats said, you need to find somebody else.
Was he also running for president?
Yes, and he started his own bid for the presidency.
Yeah.
You're right. Roosevelt decides that good, loyal guy from Missouri, Harry Truman.
Unremarkable.
But he can help me with the deciding vote in the Senate. He can go and pass the deciding vote if there's any problems.
He's going to have some connections in there. So
I'm going to make him my VP choice.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt obviously wins easily. Truman is vice president, and he's treated as the traditional vice president is treated. Kept out of cabinet meetings, not uninformed of everything that is going on. Your job is to keep my words in the Senate and pass what I need to have passed in the Senate. Be a good VP, Harry, and everything will be all right. But the fact of the matter is, Roosevelt was very, very ill.
Yeah. It becomes a very bad choice to do that, to keep him out of it.
Truman gets into the vice presidency.
Yeah.
And he's only there as vice president for 82 days.
Yep.
And he is summoned to the White House. On the afternoon of April 12th, 1945, he gets to the White House. Eleanor Roosevelt called him. And she approached him and said, Harry, and this is a quote, Harry, the president is dead. Within hours, Harry Truman took the oath of office to become the 33rd president of the United States.
Fail. Win.
And now he's president.
Yeah.
And he has no clue what is going on in the state of world affairs. World War II, you got Europe that is coming to surrender in 1945.
Yeah.
You have the war raging in the Pacific in 1945. Keep this in mind. A lot of World War II buffs. Oh, Hitler commits suicide.
Yeah.
Europe surrenders liberation to France, and we save England. There is still half a war going on in the Pacific, and it is, according to what some people say, far more brutal than what was going on in Europe. And it was full force.
And we weren't doing as well as we did
weren't
in Europe.
doing as well, and it was a long, long plan
Yeah.
to succeed to get to Japan.
Yeah. You just think about it. You have to jump all those islands to get across the whole Pacific
And
Ocean.
all of those islands were fortified
Yep.
and with troops that were willing to fight to the death.
Yeah.
Truman literally had to take a crash course in world affairs and had to be briefed on a little thing called the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
He didn't know anything about it.
So how could he adapt so quickly? Because it wasn't long after that, right? That he became president, that the bomb was dropped?
Yeah. Very quickly.
Yeah.
He made the decision I'm telling you right now, Harry Truman and we were talking about this beforehand, before we started recording,
Yeah.
had to be briefed on the Manhattan Project.
Right. He barely, he knew about it, but barely.
He didn't know the details of it.
Yeah.
He didn't know what the destruction was. What are we going to do with this? We're the only ones that have it.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? He's amazing. That's all I'm going to say. He's amazing. He's told about the atomic bomb.
So he really, I'm sorry to interrupt here, but I just want to note, he really rises to the occasion here.
Yes.
He really does.
Oh,
I mean, each
yes.
time when he became a judge, when he became a senator, and now vice president and president.
Now you know why he's so great.
Yeah, he met every challenge there. That's amazing. After all those failures.
You know, and how they would have all through World War II, the Big Three conference where Churchill and Stalin and Roosevelt would meet.
Yes.
You know, whether it be the Yalta conference.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? A little thing called the Potsdam conference had to come. And here's Harry Truman just taking a crash course in the presidency, is going off to meet with Churchill and Stalin. And he has to inform Stalin that we have the bomb. He has to let him know.
Wow.
So as he's sitting at the Potsdam Conference in July of 1945, he informs Stalin about the U.S.'s successful atomic tests. We can end this war.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize it as well. Russia was our ally. They were our friend. It was Churchill, really, that knew what Stalin was up to. Roosevelt wasn't strong enough to fight Stalin because of his health.
Right.
Truman found out what Stalin was up to and was not all that happy about it, but had to go with the existing administration's beliefs on what they had to do. Yeah. And Churchill was pretty much squeezed out of it. It's going to be Truman and Stalin that are going to decide who gets what. On August 6th, 1945, Truman gives the order, and little boy is dropped.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. That bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT. The Japanese began the war from the air at Pearl Harbor. They have been repaid many-fold. We are now prepared to destroy more rapidly and completely every productive enterprise the Japanese have in any city. We shall destroy their docks, their factories, and their communications. Let there be no mistake. We shall completely destroy Japan's power to make war.
Wow.
Yeah, and he
no longer useful to the enemy. We're talking about a city.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Truman and the administration waited. They waited for 3 days. Mm-hmm. This is for surely going to go and collapse Japan, and they're going to surrender. 3 days go by, and they didn't. And Truman says, I'm going to drop another one on you. Wow. That's when Fat Man goes.
Yes.
Dropped on Nagasaki.
Nagasaki, yeah.
Over the next 2 to 4 months, the effects of the atomic bombings killed 90,000 to 166,000 people in Hiroshima and 60 to 80,000 people in Nagasaki. Japan, unconditional surrender.
250,000 people in 2 days.
That's right. I said earlier that he never missed a night's sleep.
Yeah.
People have often said, how could he go to sleep knowing he killed so many people with the most destructive force on earth?
Yeah.
And he was very confident in himself because he looked at the maps of trying to get to the Pacific and reach Japan with regular conventional military might.
Yeah.
And far more would have died. Far more Americans would have been killed. Far more Japanese would have been killed. Yeah. Japanese people would have died with one last person standing.
Yeah, they would never have given up.
They would have never have given up. And how many American soldiers would we have to give up?
Yeah.
He was briefed on it, said this will end the war. then do it, and I'll sleep soundly. And he did. 1948 comes around, and Truman was going to run for president in his own right. He finished Roosevelt's term, ended World War II, and pollsters gave him virtually no chance of winning against Republican Thomas Dewey, who was the governor of New York. In fact, the famous early edition of the Chicago Tribune, Dewey defeats Truman. But all the pollsters were wrong. When he went to bed, assuming he was going to lose when the news came the next day, people started going and saying, do we go with what we know, or do we take a chance with Dewey? He beat him. Against all the odds, Truman beat Dewey and wins his own re-election.
Political win.
Yep. Things, though, did not improve for him popularity-wise. He was sure to lose the 48 election by a miracle and hard campaigning and the conscience of America. He wins. But he's certainly not going to go, and it's not going to help him politically. Why? He desegregated the U.S. military on July 26th, 1948.
Just to let you know, when I joined the military, we were taught that, and that was actually a big deal, and we were all pretty proud of the fact that it was desegregated then.
And today, it is an unbelievable, gutsy presidential move. It wasn't then. That actually started in the South, the Dixiecrats.
Well, he was a Democrat, right?
And yes.
So that makes sense.
Strom Thurmond and all of them started the Dixiecrat Party.
Right.
Not popular. On November 1st, 1950, two Puerto Rican nationalists, Oscar Collazo and Gracillo Torresola, they attempted to assassinate Harry Truman at the Blair House. White House was being remodeled. He stayed at the Blair House.
The Blair House now is still open.
I think the Blair House is for dignitaries.
I know when leaders come to America, they stay there.
The attack was foiled by the Secret Service agents and police. Another thing that didn't help his popularity, he fired General Douglas MacArthur during the Korean War.
How do you do that?
And he fired him due to MacArthur's public disagreement with Truman and criticism over Truman's policy in Korea. MacArthur wanted to take all of Korea.
He did, and Truman wanted to compromise.
And he fired General MacArthur.
Yeah.
5-star general. Fired him.
A world-famous World War II winning, I shall return general.
And he personally wanted Dwight Eisenhower to succeed him. Dwight was on the fence about whether he wanted to be a Democrat or a Republican. Remember Colin Powell?
I do.
The Democrats wanted him. The Republicans wanted Colin Powell.
That's true. Yeah, they both wanted him.
And it was the same thing for Eisenhower. Will Eisenhower be a Democrat and follow in Truman's footsteps, or will he become a Republican? Eisenhower informed Truman, I'm going to be a Republican and I'm going to run for president, which upset Truman tremendously.
Yeah.
He chose not to run for president in 1952. He had a 22% favorability.
22%.
According to the Gallup poll.
Is that the lowest of any president?
The lowest of any president. People listening to us right now, lower than Trump in either term, lower than Biden.
Lower than Carter?
I think Carter was 31%.
Incredible. So back to failure.
Back to failure. He left office as a failure.
Yeah. How does this change from being so unpopular to being one of the greatest?
I'll tell you.
Please do.
He goes with his wife, Bess, back to Missouri where he retires.
Okay.
He becomes an elder statesman. People call him for advice. And so little by little, year after year, history began to treat Truman better. Wait a second. He stood up to Japan. He was faced with unbelievable pressures on dropping an atomic bomb, but he saved lives. He integrated the military. He prevented a world war with China.
Yeah.
America was in a better place because of Harry Truman.
Because of the choices he made. The hard, tough decisions that he made.
And history has, yeah, you hear those things all the time. You know what? History will be kinder to this president,
Right,
or history will learn what an evil person he was. And history is kind to Harry Truman because he did put America back in a better place. On December 26th, 1972, Harry Truman passed away at the age of 88.
Double Ocho.
At the Research Medical Center in Kansas City, Missouri. This is amazing. The president, who failed at everything, including his time in the White House, currently ranks, as of 2025, as the 6th greatest president of all time.
Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, that is.
Now, usually when we wrap these things up, you got a few little tidbits you want to
I do, but you covered most everything. That was a very thorough story.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great story with all of those failures, and I was just so impressed by the way that he met the moment at every moment that he needed to.
I think you summed it up best right there. He met the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of people can be F-ups.
Yeah.
But if you meet the moment, history's going to be kind to you.
Yeah. He did have one famous photograph. Didn't go over well with his wife. He played the piano. He played a song, and Lauren Bacall sat on the piano. And
the best didn't like that.
She didn't like that at all. But you were just in Key West.
I was.
I posted pictures on Facebook about that.
Pianos in there. So many. If anybody gets a chance to visit the little White House at the Truman Annex in Key West, they have it based on complete photographs.
Yeah.
Exactly how it looked.
Really?
The furniture was department store furniture. So when they saw pictures of it from 1948, they were able to go and easily find department store catalogs and furniture to exactly replace everything that was in there. And they even have some of the original stuff, some original wallpaper and all that, and floors and tables and all that. It's exactly, you could walk. It's still used. Clinton was the last president to stay there for an extended period of time.
Oh, I didn't know that President Clinton actually went down there and stayed there.
Colin Powell and all them signed paperwork down at the famous card table desk down there. And all. So, yeah, it's still a place where if a president wants to go there, they can stay there.
Huh. Sounds like it's a must-go. In between your Duval crawls, you should probably go by and check it out.
Our next episode.
And I don't even know what this is going to be.
We're going to tell you about a president that got into office by a coin flip.
What? Really?
Everybody complains, that 2000 election with Bush and Gore, that Trump and Biden elections, who won? That's nothing. That's kids' play. There was a presidential election that was so deadlocked that there was a coin flip to see who would be president. And the president who won the coin flip had to vow he would only do one term.
Really?
Yes.
It's going to be a great
2
story.
weeks. That's our thing. So you can outro us.
Yeah, I will. All right. Thank you very much, Dan. Great
Thank you.
story.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed that one. This is Beyond Mount Rushmore, the history you never knew you needed. I'm Jeff Hickox, and across from me, my pal and our self-proclaimed presidential historian, Stan Nawalonic.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Check out our Facebook page.